This recipe is incredible. It's so simple. If you can boil water, you can make this. Well, like I promised you, we have a couple of great recipes. Once again, if you'd like to get the recipe, check our website. Hi, come on in. Welcome to the Cahill Kitchen. I'm John Cahill, the proprietor. If you like good food, good drink, going out to fine restaurants in Lancaster County, or maybe visiting a winery or a brewery or maybe a cheese factory, you're in store for fun galore. And by the way, bring your own fork to the Cahill Kitchen. Hi, my name is John Cahill, and welcome to Cahill's Kitchen. The last time we got together, I promised you we will be doing the no-knead bread recipe. And I'm a man of my word. For starters, let me tell you that the flour we're using today is unbromated, meaning it's not bleached. Bleached is bad for you. You don't need it. It's like, hey, would you like a little Clorox in your dough? We start out with 3 cups of this unbleached flour. 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of your ever so popular yeast. You get it all in this wonderful big bowl. We mix it together. Now, most traditional breads, you have to knead it initially. This is called the no knead for a very important reason. You don't have to knead it. So you pour everything in here. You mix it with a traditional fork. Put this in here, stir it around. You don't have to do much more than this. Just incorporate it. Get a little flour, that's okay. The cleaning woman will be here later on. It's me. Okay. Now, this is what it looks like. At this particular point, what we want to do is put a towel over top of it, put it in the microwave, do it rather quickly and succinctly. Now, why do we put it in the microwave? To keep it out of harm's way, to keep all of the drafts that could be occurring in the kitchen. So you put it in there for 24 hours. 24 hours, that's all. Then you take it out, flour the surface, and start kneading it. You don't need to knead it, that's a good word, need to knead it, too much, but just enough that it forms. You've been to the pizzerias before when they have the little dough for your pizza and then they start working and throwing up. That's what it should look like. What you need to do is to flour a small little kitchen napkin. Flour it, put the dough in it like this, then put it back in the microwave oven. By doing this, you're letting it rise again. You think 24 hours is enough? 24 hours is more than enough, but because we're not going to the extra trouble of kneading this, kneading that, it's just Mother Nature doing the work. So you put your bread into something like this. This is probably the best investment. It is a Le Creuset Dutch oven. You put it in the oven for half hour at 495 degrees. That may seem like a high temperature, but what do you see what happens afterwards? After the 25 minutes or so has passed, you take this out, put your particular bread dough you had here, and you quickly just, like that. Very gingerly, but slowly. It's an oxymoron because you have 495 degree temperature of the top of this. You put it in the oven for 33 minutes. At the end of 33 minutes, you take the top off, and this is what it looks like. Now, it's wonderful. We'll slice into this before the program's over and to show you the beautiful, big, airy holes that are inside of this. It is just phenomenal. The no-knead recipe. Now, those of you figuring out, how do you get a chance to write it all down? Don't worry. Before the program's over, we will have the ingredients for you in the prep time. 24 hours, 1 extra hour, second rise, half hour or so in the oven, another 10 minutes after that. you have something that's like a $5 or $6 loaf of bread, and it costs you what? Flour, a little bit of yeast, water. That's very expensive. So that is our no-knead recipe. We put it out here, let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. Because if you don't do that, it's like when you have lasagna. You don't cook lasagna, then eat it. You let it rest for a little bit. And that's exactly what we're doing with this. You're letting it rest for a bit. Okay, so that is that recipe. The next recipe is one that my grandmother, Elsie, told me about years ago. And she made it every Saturday night when we were out there. Philadelphia pepper cabbage. Now, the ingredients are quite simple. We have about 3 cups or so of grated cabbage. Half a red pepper. Stir this up. And before we did the show today, I got a half a cup of vinegar. I prefer to use rice wine vinegar. You can use cider vinegar if you so desire. You put like 1 teaspoon of yellow. Here they are. Yellow mustard seeds and 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. You put them in to the ingredients. You pour it in here. It has sugar. You have to dissolve this. It's smarter to do it ahead of time than it is just all of a sudden. And the flavor of this is going to be phenomenal. You can serve this in the summertime with something like a fish fry, maybe a picnic. People taste this. They're going to look back at the old days and go, that is the tastiest salad I've ever had in my entire life. Philadelphia pepper hash. The ingredients again, half a red pepper, half a green pepper, half of cider vinegar, or what I use, the rice vinegar, sugar, mustard seeds, and celery seeds, salt, and pepper. That is it. And it has such a nice color to it. You may have noticed today's recipes are all basically white. Well, we try to utilize other colors to accentuate that, and the red is really pretty in that, if you don't concur on that one. And that is basically one of our recipes for today, the first one. Now, these 2 other recipes we have that are coming up later. But I first tell you, we're going to be visiting today the Farm Fromage. It is a farm in Lancaster County that makes the best cheeses. As a matter of fact, I think they sell them at Central Market in Lancaster. So that's coming up today for our visit on the road. We'll be back in a few minutes right here in the Cahill Kitchen. Hi, welcome to the Cahill Kitchen. We're visiting today. We are at a Farm Fromage. Now, what is that? It sounds like a French word. It means cheese farm, fromage. We are here in Gordonville, Pennsylvania, and we're going to find out today how cheese is made. A little interesting Cahill factoids about cheese, and indeed, what is coming to this area in the realm of the cheese world. We're going to be talking to the Big Cheese Howard inside. Join us. Good to see you.
Hi, Dennis. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here in Gordonville and at your Farm Fromage. What exactly is going on right now? And then we'll get on how long it takes to make the cheese and how many gallons of milk it takes to make X amount of cheese. Now, what has transpired so far?
Well, what we've done here is we've brought in a whole bunch of milk, and we've heated it up to about 86 degrees. We've then added some more flavor to it. Now, our cheeses are raw milk cheeses, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but we added culture to it to give it good cheddar flavor. Okay, and then we after that inoculated the milk, then we put rennet in.
Rennet,
okay?
Which is a derivative of...
Well, rennet originally came from the stomach of a ruminant animal, and is now either available in a animal form or in a vegetable form. We primarily use vegetable rennet here.
All right.
Rennet causes the cheese to gel, and then we take the harp here and we cut it into little curds, and then the curds sit and are heated a little bit again, and then they're agitated, and depending on what cheese we make, they can be agitated up to 3 hours, depending upon the size of the curd will determine the type of cheese. In the cheddaring process, we drain the whey, which we feed to hogs here.
But whey you can actually, I particularly like whey.
You can drink it as well.
It's very, absolutely. You can use it to probably make pancakes or whatever, or mozzarella.
Well, you could use it to make ragout.
Regatta?
Recook it. Ragout is recooked cheese.
Recooked cheese, right?
Okay. The other thing that you can do with it that's really good is I add it as an ingredient in macaroni and cheese. Instead of adding milk, I add whey. And the flavor is much more pronounced.
It's kind of like a buttermilk. There's like little butter granules in it.
And it must have lots of fat in it.
I
Because
bet.
that's what makes the things good and fat.
Paula Dean was right. Butter is always good for you.
Oh,
so,
yeah. So then the curds and the whey are separated, and the curds are then cheddared. Cheddared's where they take it and they pile it into a pile, and the pressure of gravity causes the curds, the pieces of cheese, to compress and knit together. And then
are they put in some sort of forms?
They will be eventually, but in the cheddaring process, we compress it. It compresses under gravity, and then the cheesemaker will come back and restack it, sort of like
it's draining right now, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So and keep on restacking it until the cell structure is proper or the curd structure is proper. Then they put it through a machine that cuts it into the curds that maybe you see at the beach, the fried cheese curds.
Well, that's funny.
And then those are put into hoops and pressed on a cheese press. And then in 60 days you have cheese.
60
and then about
days.
180 days you have really good cheese.
Why do you not see, when I was out in San Francisco, Pike's Place Market, they had curds that they were selling, and it was incredibly flavored. Why don't they do it around here? Is it...
There's more and more demand for curds. Our cheeses, as I say, are from raw milk, and they have to be pasteurized. Or rather, I'm sorry. Our cheeses are from raw milk, and they have to be aged at least 60 days to meet the standard.
Right.
Curds have to be eaten the day after they're made. So they would have to be pasteurized, and most farmers and cheesemakers don't get into the pasteurized stuff when the raw milk, the way it was created, is just so good.
How long does it take for this? I mean, they'll turn it over again and just let the whey drain off of it?
Yep. They'll let it stand there for about half an hour. They'll restack it, recut it, and
oh, really?
Restack it and recut it again.
So this will be
an ongoing process for the next hour or so, maybe 2 hours, and then the cheese goes from there into what we call hoops. This will go into rectangular 40-pound molds, and then from there your 1 pound pieces.
That would be what we have. What he's doing over there now.
These are
those. Okay.
These are the forms here.
All right.
Okay. We make small cheeses and camemberts here at the farm. We make feta cheese from sheep milk. And we make all kinds of cheddars, Colbys, Jacks, and those all go into the 40-pound form. Continued process of cheddaring, where eventually, when this is a good solid block again, it'll be cut up and put through a machine that will cheddar it, that will cause it to look like the curds that you see at the fair. Cheese has 4 components. It has milk, culture for flavor, rennet to make it coagulate and separate the curds and whey, and then it has salt. And every cheese on the face of the earth, with the exception of those that have some kind of herbal or vegetable or meat additive for flavor, are made the same way. The difference is how long you cook the curds, how small you cut the curds, what temperature you heat it to makes the difference between cottage cheese and hard grating cheese. What we're looking at now is we're looking at a raw milk, grass-fed cheddar that will be aged a minimum of 60 days before it's sold.
How much milk is used to make X pounds of cheese?
It depends on the recipe, Dennis, but typically the rule of thumb is that 1 gallon of milk will make 1 pound of aged hard cheese. So it's about a 10% yield.
What did we have today? How much milk do you think was in that, just as a...
That was probably about 400 pounds of milk.
400 pounds of milk.
And there's 8.2 or so pounds of milk to a gallon. So
Okay.
you do the math.
Okay. Not now.
Okay.
And it's providing an outlet for a lot of farmers here in Lancaster County for the milk that they use.
Absolutely.
Was there a problem with them before you mentioned off the air that some of the farmers are having a problem selling the milk because of Canadian influence or something?
Well, no. Not so much that. The problems for the farmers have always been that it's a struggle, and when you're on the milk truck and that's the price that you get, it's a real struggle to keep the family on the farm. What Farm Fromage does is we help farmers stay on the farm. We give the milker more than the milk truck.
Okay.
Or get the farmer that milks the cows or goats or cheese interested in cheese, introduce them to the artisan cheesemaker who then makes the cheese. And what Farm Fromage does most importantly is we market the cheese to the rest of the world. So that's what we bring to it.
Once again, buy fresh, buy local, use local.
That's
fantastic.
Right. And Farm Fromage.
And where is this sold? In Lancaster County?
Our cheeses are sold at the Lemon Street Market on West
Oh, yes,
Lemon
I'm familiar with
Street.
that, yeah.
They're sold at the Green Circle Organics and at the Riverbound Heritage Deli, both in the Lancaster Central Market. They'll be at the Eastern Market this year.
Coming on the Saturdays, they have it.
Right, on Saturdays. They'll be at the Strasburg Market, I'm hoping. And they're also served at John J. Jeffries, the Bistro,
the Marriott Hotel.
The Marriott Hotel, Annie Bailey's, and all the good restaurants.
I've had some of their cheese selections, and I bet you $1 that it was some of your cheese you represent.
Absolutely. Our cheeses are sold all over the East Coast.
Did somebody say before samples? Can we have some samples today?
Oh, sure. Come
Okay.
on.
All right.
All right.
Did somebody say moo? Cheese. It looks delicious. It's not your same old, same old. Habanero?
Absolutely.
Hot stuff.
And that habanero is made with goat milk.
Goat milk.
Okay.
And this beer wash Tommy?
Tome. That's the
Excuse
shape
me.
of the cheese, but what it is it's a cow milk cheese that's washed about 30 times over 60 days in Lancaster Brewery Milk Stout.
Oh,
which
really?
is another place you can get our cheese.
My man Bill, the brewmaster. I love
Absolutely.
him.
Bill, we wash it in Bill's cheese, and Russell, the chef, cooks with it.
Fantastic. Not your same old, and we appreciate you giving us the time today to come by the Farm Fromage. What's the future of cheese in Lancaster County and maybe outside of us?
I believe that Lancaster is going to be the center of American cheese in the United States. Okay, we've got more cows, we've got better milk, we've got harder working people, and we're putting Vermont and Wisconsin on notice.
You hear that? Look out, Wisconsin.
That's our goal. So
it's a pleasure, and I wish you the best of luck. Can we come back again for maybe one of the other Farm Fromage?
absolutely.
Till the next time, we'll be back in the kitchen in a few minutes. Well, I don't know about you, but I like to have a nice big grilled cheese sandwich now. Oh, we have the bread for it too. Welcome back to Cahill's Kitchen. Now, our next recipe, imagine if you would, a woman from Lancaster County marries a man from India. She likes potato salad. He's never heard of potato salad, but she wants to combine his cuisine with hers. It is a no-fat recipe for potato salad. There is a little fat in it, but it doesn't come from any mayonnaise because there's no mayonnaise in it. It's yogurt, non-fat yogurt, buy fresh, buy local. Now we start out this recipe by coming over here. We've had a pan that's been on the heat. We have mustard seed, cumin seed, and a little bit of salt. We turn this on, start cranking up. I get a little closer here so you can hear the mustard seeds will start to pop. The It doesn't take very long. What this is also very good in the future, if you're ever cooking something, oh, they're gumming now, is to dry roast seeds. It brings out the best flavor of them because the oils of the seeds, whether it be cumin seeds or fennel seeds, are locked up in there. The heat, it releases them. But in this instance, we need this as the flavor element in it. And always try to buy the freshest spices you possibly can. Old Spice, just not to be confused with the stuff you wear. Old Spice does not have the same chutzpah as New Spice does. Always clear out your spice cabinet every year or so. If you haven't used it, get rid of it. You don't need it. Okay, just get this up here. You have to watch it because it goes real quick. Yeah, One of the other. Ah, there we go. Can you hear that? Okay, I'm getting sunburned. Now you can hear it. We pour this immediately into the yogurt. Now it starts to sizzle, but you're creating the flavor element for the potato salad. Good to the last drop. Put this over here. Now see, normally the point is you would get this and it would separate the yogurt. As you can see, yogurt has not separated. To which you add now your waxy skin potatoes. I like waxy skin potatoes. Matter of fact, I grow them every year in my garden. They're simple. The flavor is so much better. We boiled these for about 15 minutes till they were fork tender. Then we got them cold in the refrigerator last night. We started stirring this around. I know that the staff here is going, that looks awful good, Dennis. To which you add freshly cut green onions. It does make it pretty. If you were the average person did not know, you would think that it was mayonnaise in it. Ah, that is so good. I believe in freshly ground pepper. I get this from my buddy at Central Market. I think the best fresh. It's 5-pepper blend, and we use it, and it has allspice in it, so it's even phenomenal in the summertime when you're having corn on the cob, freshly grated pepper, and you're going, what is in that? It's the best pepper I've ever had. It's a special blend he has. No fat, just a little bit with the oil, and we try to use olive oil when we're cooking with it. That is that particular recipe. No fat. The next, cruciferous vegetables. Now there's a whole slew of them. You have your Brussels sprouts. People say, Brussels sprouts? Just little mini cabbages they are. We have the romesco, which in the fall, you only see it in some local farmers markets. It's a cross between broccoli and cauliflower. You've probably seen it before. It kind of like, it's pointy to some degree. That's good. What else is good? I use something that the Italians call broccoli rabe. It's also a cruciferous vegetable. Then we have cabbage. I love cabbage. The smell of it. When you're cooking in the wintertime or anytime, it's always wise to use that which is local. What is like local and fresh. In the wintertime around here in central Pennsylvania, plenty of cruciferous vegetables like cabbage. Put this in the bowl. This is a mixture of these really sweet little peppers that I purchased. You can just use them as almost like an appetizer. Pour that in. This is something called fish sauce. It's anchovy essence. They put all these anchovies into a barrel with water, and it just extracts the flavor from it. When you go to like a Vietnamese restaurant, you'll see it on the table right next to mustard and ketchup and mayonnaise. This is lime juice, about the juice of like 2 limes. I pour this in there. This is called Sriracha. Anybody that likes hot stuff, said this stuff is really good. I love it. I cook it all the time. It's made in the United States. I always thought it was made somewhere else. Okay, we'll put the carrots in there. By the way, the recipes, we'll be flashing them on the screen before we're finished. Fresh tomatoes, about 7 or 8. Then we pour this on top of it. This is mouth-watering. It's so delicious. You want to put it? Thanks, sir. Put this around. Just a little bit of pepper. The smell is just incredible. And for finishing, we finish it off with fresh cilantro. You can't beat fresh cilantro. Either you like cilantro or you don't. Some people go, it tastes kind of, what's the best way to say, soapy? But I love it. You utilize this in a lot of Mexican cuisines, and it's one of the few ingredients where you can actually use the twigs and the bottom parts of it. You can't use that with parsley because it's just too bitter. This, matter of fact, the flavor gets better as you go down to the bottom of the cilantro plant itself. And this is it. We're going to take a short break and come right back, and we're going to finish off with all our foods that we prepared today for you here in the Cahill's Kitchen. Our Cahill tip for the day. Honey. It's the oldest product in the world. Bees been making it for years. It is one of those few products that will not rot or go bad. It might crystallize, which you can change back by putting it in hot water, but never in the microwave oven. And one follow-up on that, during the Civil War, they used honey to help heal wounds. Well, I promised you a couple of great recipes today, and I hope you had the opportunity to watch me make it. If you didn't, feel free to check our website for the recipes. We started out today with this artisanal bread recipe. It is out of this world, the no-knead bread recipe. Look at the holes in that. And it's wonderful. And this stuff tastes so good when it's toasted. I can't wait till the show's over to dig into that. My grandmother Elsie's famous pepper hash, Philadelphia pepper hash. She would make it every weekend. It is so good and cleansing for like a fish fry. You'll love it. We had the no-fat potato salad recipe that is just incredible. When the staff tastes this, I know they want to have more of this. Then we finish it up with tom yum. Tom yum is a delicious papaya Thai salad recipe using not papaya but cabbage. Cruciferous, buy fresh, buy local. And we're going to finish that off with these peanuts. We sprinkle that on top, and there you go. It is beautiful. Hey, thank you for watching today. If you like to eat, and who doesn't, we always got a placemat out for you here in the Cahill Kitchen. Till the next time, take care.